everyone, it's Samantha back here saying a good big hello, and hope you're all doing okay. Life's treating you very well. It's not been treating me very well actually in the past couple of weeks, hence my absence for a little while. My son took poorly earlier last week with a very nasty abscess in his lip, my middle son, so we've spent some time in hospital, and thanks to the wonderful National Health Service, he's now on the mend. But it's taken a little bit of a toll on my emotional and mental health this week. It's been quite a trying week. So I hope you don't mind me having a bit of a ramble whilst we go through this tutorial today. Yeah, I think I had a bit of a wander around the garden and saw some beautiful signs of spring coming, actually some snowdrops and some little miniature daffodils, which are actually really pretty. And some of the sort of bushes in my garden are starting to show some signs of buds, and flowers are starting to pop out on some of the bushes, so I'm quite happy about that, and it made me feel a little brighter. Also, it made me think about new beginnings, and spirals are apparently back in the mists of time during the Celtic period here in the UK. Prehistory probably, spirals were considered to be a sign of new beginnings and the cycle of life and that kind of thing, so I thought it quite apt, even though I've been making these for a couple of weeks now. Used to sell on Etsy quite a while ago. I had to shut my shop. I think I've had my shop since about 2018, something like that. But I had to close that due to my daughter taking poorly, and I just really didn't have the wherewithal or the mental capacity to continue with an Etsy store. Used to sell in person as well at markets and things like that. So I've been making these kind of things, these spirals, for quite a while. So I thought you might like to have a look. Perfect for a beginner project because these guys are really simple to make, but I do think they're really pretty for things like bracelets and for necklaces, chains. Great for chains. I mean, look at these guys, how pretty are they? Okay, so I thought today we would have a look and make these. Okay, so I will just clear the table and we'll have a look at the materials that you want. See you in a couple. Okay, so for materials, very basic. Again, this is a beginner project suitable for the beginner, so you don't need an awful lot of materials for it, which is great, isn't it? Saves us money. So I'll be using 1mm bare copper wire today to make these little guys. Okay, as you get more proficient at these, you'll be able to go up, go up in gauge if you want anyway. They look really nice in a thicker gauge too, so, but for today's tutorial, 1mm. Okay, you'll need a simple ruler just to measure your lengths out. You're going to need some flush cutters as usual. You'll need some chain nose pliers, and for me, 6-step bail making pliers, but if you prefer your round nose, then that's absolutely fine. Go ahead and use those. Okay, so that's literally all you need today. So I'll just clear the table away and we'll get going. So to make each one of these of this particular size, I like to make them quite smallish, you know, because I prefer slightly more delicate jewellery sometimes. Each one of these links measures approximately 2 centimetres, which is about 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so to make each one of these, you're going to need 9 centimetres of wire, which is close to 3.5 inches. Okay, so you take your 1mm wire. As usual, we flush cut the end to make things neat. So I'll just get the flush cutters. Okay, and we'll measure 9 centimetres. Okay, so just cut with a flush edge with your wire. Okay, we'll pop that out of the way. Oh, you hear the dog barking in the background there? Okay, so straighten your wire out like so. And this is where we come in with the 6-step bale making pliers. I like using these because you can do pretty much anything you like with these for this kind of work. Anything that requires something smaller, obviously bring in your round nose. So the first thing we need to do is to make this tiny spiral in the center, okay? So I use the smallest step to get started on the spiral. So hold it right at the very end so you can't feel it, and just start to make, the spiral. Okay, so you have this. Okay, so we want to make the spiral. So bring in your chain nose and very lightly hold the spiral, okay? So as usual, you just use your thumb and start to move the wire around, okay? Okay, sorry about that little, I had to break off there actually a little bit. My husband came home unexpectedly and wanted food. So I had to feed him. But anyway, back to the spiral. Okay, so what we want to do with this spiral here is to wind it round twice, okay? So again, like we know how to do, just literally use the pad of your thumb. And what we want to do is to wind it round twice and then back round for a third time until the end of the wire points downwards towards you. Okay, so we can see 1, 2, and then back for a third when this wire points downwards. Okay, so you've got 1, 2, 3. Can you see that? So when we've got to this stage here, we want to be making this first loop here, okay? So this is when you come in with your pliers, your 6-step bale making pliers, or again, your round nose if you prefer. I'm going to be using the second step on my plier to make these hoops here on either side, okay? We want to have the small bale facing us and the second step away from us, okay? Grasp firmly. We want to bend this wire over the second step, as you can see there. Is that focusing okay? And then just rotate it slightly so that you have that, okay? You see that? And that's what the first portion of it looks like. Okay, hope you followed that okay. And then the next part of it we can do with our fingers, because we have some good control with our fingers. They're great tools. So we want to bend this part of the wire around the form of the spiral. Okay, so using the pads of your fingers and your thumb, bend this wire around, okay, until it looks like so. Okay, so in order to make the other loop, the one that you can actually open, again with the second step, we hold like so, and with the wire again, so we can't feel it against the plier, we want to bend it away from us. Okay, so we rotate, okay, so that we have this. And there we go. So that's our spiral made. Okay, so there's your little spiral. It's as easy as that, simple, but really, really effective. So go ahead, you can make lots and lots of these, use them in bracelets, in chains, great for earrings, that kind of thing. I've used this, these are going to be earrings, So you can just use them as components for earrings and that kind of thing. So I hope you have a lot of fun making these. Again, like I said before, they're mindless. You can just sit and watch TV or listen to some music and make quite a few of these without even thinking about it. Give them a bit of a tap with your hammer if you want to, and again, use them for lots and lots of things. It's nice to have you here again, guys. Hope you've don't mind me rambling. It's good therapy for me to have a good ramble now and again. And I'll see you next time, where we will be making some things with bright sari silk, or you can use some materials, fabric, that kind of thing. Okay, so if you want to go and have a look in your stash and see what you've got, and I'll see you next time for something really colourful. So hope you have a good week.